It's the Full Court Press with Eric Franson and Jason Walker.
Welcome back to the to the show that we're doing right now.
Following the local teams, breaking down the biggest games with in-depth analysis and team interviews.
There's going to be much higher expectations, sense of awareness of what we bring to the table.
Join the show by calling into 435-752-1069 or text 435-339-0321. It's the Full Court Press.
Rose, hands up, yes! Caught! Touchdown! They did it!
Good afternoon. Welcome to the second hour of the Full Court Press. Jason Walker, Ajay Salvesen, here with you. Got Ajay filling in for Eric for this today and tomorrow at least.
Thank you 9315 for suggesting I should fill in for Eric.
Yes, thank you, because I was apparently not in the right space of mind to remember.
Be so ashamed right now.
I am ashamed. I was like I said, you can hear it at the beginning of yesterday's show where it wasn't when I was reading 9315's text, it's because I was doing it and then I saw his text come up. I clicked on it and I kind of scanned it while I was talking, and then I was like, oh, and you can probably hear the pause where I suddenly, it's this oh crap moment where suddenly your mind goes blank, and I'm like, okay.
Why though? I mean, look, the listeners love Jason Waker. They love Jason Waker solo. That's cool. It's all right.
Like I said, I did all right. And there was plenty to talk about. And maybe that's what it was. Because last time I've been like terrified. Like, can I even get through an hour of?
Sure.
And so I was like, I have to.
Fair enough.
And so I guess maybe I was too prideful to think of you. I don't know. I can't explain. I can't explain.
Hey, the listeners are like, look, we don't need Ajay. We already had Ajay. We don't need Ajay again. Let's just keep it to Jason Waker and Eric Franson. So yeah.
Let's just roll. Let's go to the text line. We've had a lot of score predictions come in. I was begging for them at the end of last hour.
We didn't even get to them.
Yeah, we gave our score predictions. I had the Aggies losing 28-27. Eric Franson, he texted me his score prediction earlier today. He has James Madison winning 28-24. Ajay, you're very optimistic, giving Utah State a 30.
What is that very optimistic? I just think they're going to play well.
I should say
it's not optimistic.
I should say very optimistic in regards to all the other predictions.
We're not an underdog. I mean,
they are. Okay, they're 6.5 dog at home.
And that's bat crap crazy. Do you understand how embarrassing that sounds?
Yeah, it was crazy.
I know Las Vegas is trying to get themselves some Skittles, but come on, let's actually pretend like we know football.
They opened with James Madison as a 2.5-point favorite.
I get what, and you brought out a great point, Jason. You're in prove it to me that you actually can perform well on the field. I love your thought process. I get it. I just think the Aggies are going to show up well. I think they're going to show up well defensively. I think they're going to show up well offensively. I like Hills at a quarterback. The receivers, short, quick in routes, get the ball out quickly, roll down the field.
Yeah, I think there's room for the Aggies to be able to do well on offense. The defense, if they have a rebound game on defense, then I think this is probably definitely a win for the Aggies.
Yeah.
Because they can put up at least 20 points.
They can put the points up. Yep, I agree.
I'd say 20 points probably minimum, unless Hillstate just falls apart as a true freshman. That's about the only way I see the Aggies scoring less than 20 points against this James Madison defense, for all of some of its strengths. But let's get to some of the other score predictions. 6133 has 27-17 for Utah State.
See, I like that score.
So he's closer to you.
Really good. Like that.
5634. Here's my prediction. 78-20 Aggies. Lol, just kidding. 28-21 Aggies.
Oh, no. Let's go with the 70-28. Let's get naughty. I like that.
Going to do better against James Madison than against Idaho State.
You have a hard time. I forgot you're in prove-it mode. Sorry. Excuse me. I apologize. Continue.
8968. I'm going to skip one of these texts because I don't want to out who this is because I know who it is. I already read their score prediction on Twitter.
What was your score prediction?
It was one of the text line is their score prediction. I think was James Madison 35-24 or something like that.
Okay.
James Madison 35, Aggies in the 20s or 17 or something like that.
Fair enough.
It was very slanted towards James Madison.
All right.
I'd have to go back and check I don't have it in front of me. 8968 says, I think the Aggies will bounce back as I think Air Force, for a second I read that as artificial turf. But Air Force was about as strong of a team we will see this season. I picked the Aggies to win 28-14. Okay, our text line is a lot more optimistic than I thought they were initially.
Yeah, shame on you.
Because there were a couple that were picking James Madison. The response I got on Twitter were both for James Madison. And there's a few that are picking James Madison here in a second. Maybe I shouldn't speak too quickly. 9-5 says, I did miss his score prediction.
You missed about 6 of his text.
Yeah, I did. Well, he sent so many of them. He had Utah State 18, the other guy, singular, 16.
Nice.
Let's see, which was the, okay, there's 2 texts I've
Well, you missed about the other 5, but go
ahead.
ahead.
I read all but the last 2 he sent. Well, I mean, I'm skipping the one where he says, you missed my score prediction.
Oh, okay.
That's 1, so I technically missed 3 or 4, I guess.
You know what? You should be reading every single one of his texts because he helped you get a guest host.
I know. He's
Have some respect.
He's text MVP right now. Thought Ajay was asking for a listening check in like he used to. I'm in Jamaica.
Oh, man. I hope I'm going to the Cayman Islands, by the way. I really hope I'm going.
Listening to the show from Jamaica? Dang.
Dude, hey,
That's
we are
dedication.
everywhere, Jason. All over the world.
And then 9-5 says, if it was Christmas, we would love Elf the Ajay on the show.
That will never happen. Ever.
3288. Let's see. I think he sent in 2 texts. I'm making sure I didn't read them because I think he's giving his summary and then a score prediction. No, that was from last week. Excuse me. I should have just checked the date. It was from.
I was like 2 checks. I only see 1 here.
It's from 10 days ago. He just says 24-17 James Madison.
Okay.
9310. James Madison 35. Utah State 24.
Wow.
So there's a couple. That's what I said when I was talking about like everyone was for Utah State, and then I saw in the text line there were 2 that picked James Madison.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're back to Utah State favorite predictions. 5788. He actually sent in 2 texts. He, for one, asks, is Ajay still a Buccaneers fan?
No. Dang it. No.
I thought you were a lifelong Buccaneers fan.
No. G-Son. Okay.
Or was that a bit?
We are Tom Brady followers, you and I. Don't you dare try to turn this on me.
I didn't turn anything on
Act like
you.
an adult here. Yes, no, you were going to. 5788. Don't you dare. Go TB12 forever.
And then I don't think I read this. He said Aggies 24, James 17.
Okay. Ooh. Interesting scores that we're getting so far on where they think Aggies will finish in scoring.
I think there's some optimism that the Aggies can put up points. And some are
But that they
optimistic
can't stop them is a problem.
Some are thinking Utah State's not going to stop James Madison. We got some in the 20s, some in the 30s, high 30s. But pretty much everyone thinks Utah State's going to put up at least a decent amount of points here, with some exceptions, obviously. 5452, USU 31, James Madison 16.
That's a realistic score.
4446 asks, do you like The Matrix?
Oh, yeah. So, dude, Jason, I went to a friend's house and I watched The Matrix for the first time in my life. Number 1, by the way. I haven't seen the second or third. I'm going to go home and watch those tonight. Dude, so good. 4446. So freaking good. And Carrie-Anne Moss is a babe in the first one. So, yes, loved it. Can't wait to see number 2 tonight. Have you ever seen The Matrix?
I have. It's a good movie. I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Is there anything I need to be ready for in number 2 without spoiling it?
I don't think I saw, because like I used to when I was a kid, because the way I saw The Matrix was it was on like some random TV channel, and I watched it there. And it was actually on several times over the course of a few months. So I'd watch parts of it, and then I think one time I watched the whole thing, and then I think I watched the third one. I don't think I've actually seen anything from the second one.
I heard the fourth one is avoidable at all costs.
I didn't even realize
so
there was a
I heard
fourth
first, second, and third, then stop.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was a fourth one until like this year.
Anyways, yeah, sorry, 4446. Love The Matrix. Number 1 was awesome. I might have to go back and rewatch it because I might have missed a couple things. But I'm gonna go watch number 2 tonight.
Yeah, it's a great fun.
Oh
movie.
man, so good. And the soundtrack is incredible, by the way.
And I don't know if I remember. If I heard the soundtrack again,
You would know some songs.
I think it's
if
just
if I played a couple songs for you, you would know it immediately.
I think it's just because it's been a while.
Sure.
So I remember the movie more for its visuals than
I think that's kind of where everybody stands. Yep.
9 through 5. There's it's Gary Coleman that is a Bucking Ears fan.
Wait, what did you say?
It's Gary Coleman. Well, it says that is a Bucking Ears fan.
Oh, I thought we were about to get pulled off air from Eric Franson right here and now. I thought we were all both getting fired. Holy cow, Jason! I have never been so much scared in my life. I seriously about walked out this door and called it a career. FCC, hi. How are you doing? Eat your heart out.
I said Bucking.
Pat McAfee. Jeez. Call. Okay, 9315. Please be careful what you're sending, Jason.
It's supposed to say Buccaneers, but I think he uses text to speech and it hates him. So
you got to translate for me though, man. I don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah, you gotta get the text line on your side there.
So yeah, I'm here some more score predictions and such, and then I kind of want to get analysis from you on the defensive side of the ball too, Jason. I have a couple questions for you.
One last text though, because
yes.
6891, I believe, advice on watching The Matrix says stop at number 2, don't watch the last 2.
Really?
Which I've heard that elsewhere. Is that I've heard that like I thought The Matrix series was like okay, but like I don't know.
No kidding.
I'm not really a critique of the series. I just kind of enjoy them for what they are.
Wow.
But I've heard a lot of people say 1 and 2 are good and that everything else is bad.
So here's the problem though, 6891, is that I've got a 4-hour flight to Yukon next week. So I got to find some movies to watch. In fact, actually, do you know what, Jason? If your wonderful listeners could text me movies that go 2 to 2.5 hours that you would recommend for me that are not Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, I would greatly appreciate it. Oh, yeah, no Star Wars or Star Trek either. So no Star Wars, no Star Trek, no Harry Potter, no Lord of the Rings. Give me 2 to 2.5 hour movies to watch because I need 2 there and 2 back. So that's 8 hours worth of movies. Go.
Indiana Jones.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Is it good?
Oh, it's wonderful. 1 and 3 are my favorites.
Like the old ones, though.
Oh, the old ones. I wouldn't watch the newer ones.
Okay.
They're not bad, but like they're just not nearly as good as, the original trilogy. 6891 recommends John Wick. 8928 asks what movie genres.
Anything. I'll even go romantic comedies if you got them for 2.5 hours. I'll do it. I'll suffer through it. That's a 4-hour plane ride there. So yes.
We've suddenly become a movie review.
I need something, dude. Save me. All right, John. I'll have to try John Wick though.
Everyone's suggesting all the movies. Oh my gosh, there's so many texts.
Yes, bring it, please.
Okay.
I need it. All right, we'll get to him.
Yeah,
let's talk football.
We'll let you come in. We'll let you feed it in during the rest of the segment.
Give me 2 to 2.5 hour movie genres that I can get through, please. Keep texting him like crazy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Jason and I, let's talk football. Defensive side of the football got wrecked against Air Force, got punished, got bullied, right? Line and linebackers. I mean, when Ike Larson has a career-high 8 tackles for the first quarter and a half, that's not a good thing. I need to see the defense play physical. I need to see some nastiness from the defensive line, Jason.
Yeah, and I think with Jaden Francois, I ended up featuring him, unfortunately, in my Monday cooldown because he got trucked on one play. And it was the same day that I heard him in the press conference talking about that's not going to happen again. For us to, kind of lay that egg was embarrassing. And I was like, yeah, I kind of watched it too. But obviously it wasn't Francois, and he actually had a career-high tackles. He technically recorded a tackle on that play. He didn't, get completely run over and run by. He just ended up giving up a first down. But, yeah, like every play, running backs would out-physical our linebackers. Offensive line, a lot of that was double teams. I feel like when the Aggies were playing Air Force straight up, and they weren't doing as much of their little shenanigans with cut blocks and double teams.
They were able to beat their matchup.
Yeah, they actually did fairly well in that
Yeah, they
case.
won a lot of their matchups, yeah.
So I'm still fairly optimistic about the defense, their ability to stand up. They do need to be more physical because being out-physicaled is embarrassing. And I think like Anderson brought up, they weren't really out-physicaled against Iowa. They did all right against them. Now, they weren't dominant, but they were all right. They held, Iowa to fairly, I think, their lowest total rushing the entire season.
Yeah.
So there's something there. And the thing with James Madison, when I look at their offense, there's nothing about their offense that really scares me. They're not bad, though. They can probably put up points.
What do you mean probably?
Well, because they put up a lot of points against Bucknell. What was like 40-something.
It's Bucknell.
They put up 35 against Virginia, but everyone's put up 35 against Virginia.
Yeah, everyone.
So far.
Yeah, that's a pinata right now.
They put up the 16 against Troy, but if I recall, I think in Troy's other game, I'm going to have to look this up real quick. I think the other FBS team they played. I'm trying to look up Troy's score because I think it references what I was. Let's see. Yeah, they gave up. Well, I guess it was against a ranked team. They gave up 42 to Kansas State. Of course, they gave up
30 to Stephen F. Austin, man.
FCS and Stephen F. Austin's not a bad FCS program, but it's like James Madison's offense is not great.
No,
it's not bad. It's just kind of average. It's if you have a good defensive game, you will hold them in the teens. It is possible. Maybe I shouldn't have picked them to score 28 points.
That's your fault.
I know.
Shame on you right now.
And mind you, I had that analysis written down. But for me, like I said, I'm in improvement mode. I just watched the Aggies give up a bunch of points. And some of that can be because of offensive mistakes.
Here's the thing is that they're throwing for, 201 yards offensively?
Yeah, they're
rushing for 172, which isn't bad numbers.
Yeah, the last two games, they threw for 200 yards, and they also threw for 200. I think it was 220 against Virginia, 200 against Troy. They ran for like $167 against Virginia, and that's the game, and that's where I think a big key is, because they run for 167 or so against Virginia. They score 36 points. They ran for a lot less. What was the total? I didn't remember it. 90 yards against Troy. They scored 16 points. That's a big swing there. And I think that can be a key for the Aggies. If they're able to stop the run, they stopped the run against Iowa. They stopped the run against Idaho State. Mind you, Idaho State abandoned the run. Iowa didn't, so we have one solid game of the Aggies stopping the run against a decent run team. And then we have the game of them just not stopping the run against Air Force, which is it's a hard game to, compare to the rest of the Aggies schedule because the Aggies did well against a conventional running offense.
The biggest thing is, and I think what Air Force was really good about, and it was actually ironically, is they'd put themselves, like usually Air Force is really good about first and second down to make it manageable on third down, like 3rd and 5, right, 3rd and 3, a fullback dive for 8, right? But the ironic thing defensively, and this is where Utah State really got killed, is where they gave up 3rd and 15s, right? 3rd and 10s. They give up a 4th. I mean, just you can't have that happen. And James Madison right now is 33% on third downs. They're 14 of 42 on third down conversions. They're 1 of 4 on fourth down. You get them in 3rd and long, they're in deep trouble. I really believe that. I think they're in deep trouble. So you got to be good on 1st and 2nd down, putting them in 3rd and 8, 3rd and long situations where they have to throw the ball, where they become one-dimensional. You do that, and this team is absolutely in trouble.
And I think, because they've not been elite in the passing game. Jordan McLeod has been good. Good completion percentage. He's completed more than 65% of his passes in 2 straight games. So he's been efficient. They haven't turned the ball over yet outside of 1 interception against Bucknell. So against FBS teams, they've not turned the ball over.
Yeah.
And what does worry me a little bit is the Aggies have not forced a turnover against an FBS team. They forced the 3 against Idaho State. They did not force it against Iowa or Air Force. So can they force a turnover? Can they, James Madison will be able to move the ball at times. They will be able to run the ball fairly well. They'll be efficient. They'll complete a lot of passes. But can they get them into those, 3rd down situations, 3rd and 7 or longer? Can they force a turnover here, turnover there? I've said that James Madison's going to score 28 points. I think that James Madison can easily get into the 20s if the Aggies just aren't on their game. If they don't respond to what happened in that Air Force game.
I don't think that's going to be an issue, though. Remember, Air Force is a different option from anything. Like when we talked to Coach Joe, the DC for Utah State, the night before, we sat there and chatted with him. And, dude, you have to spend an entire spring and a summer working on Air Force. You have to spend a whole entire extra practice just working on Air Force's offense because it's so different, the way they do things. James Madison isn't Air Force. They're not going to be running a triple option with a fullback dive with a sweeper coming across from right to left. You aren't going to see that. It's a more I wouldn't say predictable, but it's a more basic offense, and I think the Aggies will be able to respond appropriately. I think, in fact, I'll say this. I think James Madison turns the ball over twice to the Aggies.
All right. I think I'm going to write that down.
Aggies are going to get 2 turnovers out of this game.
All right. Ajay's down for 2 turnovers. James Madison's going to triple their turnover numbers on the season.
Yeah, triple, yeah. 3 games in 4 games.
Because they're at 1, they'll get to 3. That's tripling their output for the season. That's math. That's how math works. They go from 1 to 3.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
tripling.
I love how proud of you yourself here right now.
I know. I can do math. Be proud of me, Mom.
So, okay, where's the key for you defensively? I mean, and give me something deep. Like, where's the key defensively that Utah State needs to be able to hold James Madison within under 20? What do you got to see?
Well, it's stopping the run. I mean, I mentioned that, where they run for $170 against Virginia, they score 36. They run for 90 against Troy, they score 16.
That's still just so damning to me. I don't believe it, but yeah.
Yeah, and mind you, it's a pretty small sample size, but it does come down, to that. Being able to stop the run, it's what helped them limit Iowa at times. They limited that run game, and, after that first quarter where there were a couple of fluke plays there, they were able to hold Iowa, pretty well, in the defense with that run game. So, and the thing is, you mentioned Air Force. The thing with me, I'm not as concerned about how Utah State did against Air Force, because schematically in all that, you're right, where Air Force is just such a unique animal that Utah State not being able to stop the triple option, that's nothing new. They haven't been able to stop it for forever. Since I think even before Matt Wells. I think there might have been one Matt Wells year where they shut them down. Mm-hmm. And that's the only time in recent memory that I can think of where they just shut Air Force down. My biggest problem is that Utah State was just completely out-physicaled. They looked like they just got punched in the mouth, stood there, gawked at the Falcons, and then the Falcons punched them in the mouth again. They just weren't playing physical and weren't playing, with the hair on fire. They just weren't. It just seemed like they didn't show up. And that's what worries me the most. Because if that carries over to this game, that's going to be a huge problem. If they respond to that, I think if the coaches, they did a good job getting the Aggies to respond after the Iowa game, because then they just walloped Idaho State by.
Sure.
Honestly, they beat them more than they should have. I don't think the Aggies are good enough to actually score, the 4th most points in school history. But that's how well the coaches got the Aggies to respond, that they did that. So I think it's possible the Aggies can respond that way in this one and just beat the tar out of James Madison on the line of scrimmage. Or at least do better. I don't know if they have the talent and size and all that to really beat the tar out of anybody, but that it can at least do better than they did against Air Force.
I'll agree to that. I can accept that as an answer.
All right, we're going to take a break. We have a lot of movie recommendations.
Yes, and keep them coming. Look, I may not be on the show next week because you might just forget about me. So, yes, please keep your movie predictions coming. Not movie. What is it? Movie suggestions.
Movie recommendations for a trip
I've got 4 hours there. I've got 4 hours back. I need help.
How about you just read a book?
No, dude, on a plane, you get sick. No, I don't need no book. What the fetch? You want me to read a book?
I read books on planes.
Good for you. You want a gold medal?
Yes, please.
No. Give. You know what? Maybe 7241's right. Maybe 7241's right. We'll tell you what we're talking about coming up next year, Jason.
All right, we'll go to break. We're going to review some of these texts. We'll get a little more idea what you're suggesting, and we'll read them out on the other side of this break. So we're now the movie recommendation channel. Thank you for listening. We'll be back.
TTM Technologies, a leading global manufacturer of printed circuit boards and technology solutions, is searching for career-minded candidates to fill multiple positions in our manufacturing and support departments, with starting wages between $17 and $21 an hour, depending on manufacturing work experience. Full and part-time positions are available. Plus, shift differential up to $3.75 an hour added to your base hourly wage, contingent upon shift assignment. TTM Technologies is currently hiring for swing, grave, and weekend shifts. Additionally, TTM Technologies offers a competitive benefits package, including 3 weeks paid time off in your first year of employment, tuition reimbursement for full and part-time employees, annual and quarterly bonuses, and more. You must be 18 or older to apply. Go to careers.ttmtech.com. That's careers.ttmtech.com. Equal Opportunity Employer.
This is Ryan at My Mattress. My brother Travis and I opened our first store here in Logan in 2010 by Big 5 Sports. Recently, we opened our second location by Red Balloon Toys. We carry the world's best beds, IntelliBed Purple, Tempur-Pedic, and Sealy Posturepedic. And yes, we are the ones that tease Lewiston once in a while. We're 6th-generation Cache Valley family, and chances are that you or your neighbor have bought a bed from us, and we value that more than anything. Come into the North or South My Mattress today and sleep better tonight. Isn't it time to sleep exceptionally?
Clean it up and get it out this fall.
Don't wait another winter. Let DD Auto and Salvage pay you for that junk vehicle. DD Auto and Salvage makes it so easy and fast to get rid of your junker vehicles by paying you the most money possible. Pickup is available. If you have metal, DD Auto and Salvage in Logan want to pay you today. Search DD Auto and Salvage today or call 787-1204.
That's 787-1204.
See store for details.
Prodigy Brewing is celebrating fall in the air. Kids are back at school, USU students are on campus, and weekends are for football. At Prodigy Brewing, you'll find something to satisfy everyone's tastes. Juicy burgers, sizzling wood-fired pizzas, tasty salads, and a kids menu. Don't forget, September 23rd is the Giant Pumpkin Festival on Center Street. Stop by Prodigy Brewing for a quick, delicious lunch or grab a tasty Prodigy Brew in the beer garden. Voted best craft beer and bar and grill in northern Utah. Prodigy Brewing on Center Street in downtown Logan. Extraordinary service and family-friendly.
Sunday on the Las Vegas Raiders Radio Network, the Silver and Black play host to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hi, this is Tim Cates. Join Jason Horowitz and Lincoln Kennedy for all the action. It's an old-school AFC rivalry as the Steelers come to Vegas to take on Jimmy Garoppolo and the Raiders. It's a home opener for the Silver and Black Sunday Night Football. Raiders and Steelers. If it's the NFL, it's right here.
Pregame begins Sunday at 5:45 on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, The Fan.
It's the Full Court Press, weekday afternoons from 4 to 6 on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, The Fan.
Welcome back, Full Court Press. Jason Walker, Ajay Salvesen. We asked you guys for movie recommendations for Ajay to watch on the flight to Yukon in a couple of weeks.
I don't know why you're so ashamed of that, by the way.
What?
That I asked for movie recommendations.
I'm not ashamed.
I saw the look in your eyes.
You misinterpreted it.
Yeah, like you misinterpreted 9315's bucking ears text. Yeah.
That's what it said, bucking ears.
Okay, sure. What do you got? What's my recommendation? Let's hear it.
5452 recommends the Bourne series.
Oh, it's so good. I need to find a way to watch the final one, the newest one, the last one they did of Jason Bourne. Oh, it was so good. Matt Damon was awesome in that one.
Yeah, I watched the first one, really liked it.
Oh, dude, they're so good.
6133. I don't know if I read this. I clicked on it, but I don't know if I read it.
Okay.
He says, Ajay, if you want a comedy, watch Oscar.
Oscar? What's Oscar about?
I'm
okay. I'll watch Oscar. That's fine.
I assume it's a comedy.
Okay.
7241 says, because you said you didn't want Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and Star Wars.
Yep.
He just says, no Lord of the Rings, just don't go. Not worth it.
I really should try Lord of the Rings. I really, really, really should.
So what, you've never seen it?
I've never seen it. I've never read it. I've never touched Harry Potter. Just because, dude, I would get so lost. I would get so lost in the storyline. I would have no clue what the fetch is going on.
You'd get lost reading Lord of the Rings. It's dense, and I mean it was hard for me. The movies are fine. You won't get lost there.
You won't?
They do a really good job.
How many movies are there? Aren't there like 9?
There's 3.
Oh god. Okay, I will definitely pray about it and get back to you.
8920 said, not a movie, but I would binge Ted Lasso.
Oh. Okay, so 8920, help me here, because. Hey, where's Ted Lasso on now?
I don't know. Is it HBO?
I have no idea. I have heard
Apple TV?
everyone quotes it and then doesn't tell me that they're quoting it, and I'm thinking, oh, Apple TV. Okay, because everyone quotes it, including Scott Gerard. He'll quote it all the time, and I'll be like, what are you talking about? He goes, you never seen Ted Lasso? No, Scott. Sorry, we have other things that we're doing.
See, I've never seen Ted Lasso. They got mentioned on yesterday's show, actually.
I heard it's so good. I heard it's awesome.
Yeah, I've heard wonderful things about it, but I don't really have Apple TV, so I don't really watch it.
Okay. What else do we got?
3288 recommends American Sniper.
I haven't seen that one. Okay, I'll download that one.
9315 Lonesome Dove series.
No.
Never heard of it. So I
What? You never heard of the Lonesome Dove? It's like a 6-hour movie, man. I kid you not. It is a long movie. I probably should listen. I'll put it into an option.
All right.
Back burner.
9 through 5, Uncut Gems. I think he's referring to
this is 9310.
Oh, excuse me, 9 through 10. I think this is Uncut Gems. I'm guessing that's
Oh, dude, have you not seen that?
Is that? I wasn't sure if he was referring to what he was recommending.
No. Yeah, so the movie is called Uncut Gems by Adam, and it's Adam Sandler directing it. Best acting performance of his entire life.
Okay.
Nothing has been better in his acting career than that movie. I don't know, 9310 if you disagree with me. But Adam Sandler, Kevin Garnett's in it. It is so doggone good. I love that movie. Great recommendation, 9310.
5634 recommends all the Rocky movies.
1, 2, and 3 are really good. 4's okay. Everything that is new when Rocky becomes a coach just flat out sucks.
I've not seen any of the Rocky movies.
Are you?
I've
really?
not seen a whole lot of movies.
But you've seen Lord of the Rings?
I've seen like your basic, like the kind of supposedly everybody's seen them type blockbusters. The Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, like those. The most.
You've seen Lord of the Rings, but you haven't seen Rocky.
No.
Okay, so we're on like the same planet then of like completely far off from everybody else. You've never seen Rocky, I've never seen Lord of the Rings. Call it even.
Basically, yeah. 7241 says, I second the Oscar recommendation. It's hilarious. Come talk to me so you don't get lost reading Lord of the Rings. I got you.
Okay, deal. Oscar. I need to see what that's about then. If it's recommended by and second by others, then yes, I need to watch that. Okay, keep them coming. What are they? Movie recommendations for me.
That was
4 hours
the
there,
list,
4 hours
so.
off. And then we also need score predictions as well from all you guys.
Yeah, so we had another text getting back to Utah State, getting away from our main topic of movie recommendations for the show.
Don't you dare.
No, I just have a lot of fun because we have a lot of like running jokes about, we talk about conference realignment like every day for like 2 months, so me jokes.
Dude, I'm sorry, man. That's got to be hard.
It was. The thing is, there was news that was every day, so that's why we kept talking about it. But getting back to Utah State, keep sending in movie recommendations.
Please, I need them.
9 through 10. He also asked, what kind of running scheme does James Madison use? And
it's basic, isn't it?
Yeah, the problem is that I've had TV broadcasts, essentially film. I don't have like all 22 film, but I've been able to like watch Utah State stuff and break it down. Not been able to find the stuff for the opponents. I don't have the connections, and so I haven't really done a film breakdown of James Madison.
I watched the JMU Troy game. I watched that one. Yeah. Honestly, really similar to what you'll see basic-wise, like Utah State, right? Turn and hand off. It's a lot of outside gap running. They'll stretch run. They'll try and spread you out from sideline to sideline. Hash marks to hash mark. Nothing fancy. Nothing crazy out of it. It's what you'll see on a normal day from a college football game. But they'll do it a lot out of the pistol, or not pistol. I just shot a shotgun. A lot of it.
Just the way everyone
RPO
does
stuff.
Everyone does running out of the shotgun these days.
Yep.
Iowa doesn't. They actually do stuff.
Yeah, Big Ten football doesn't really do that.
Yeah, they do a lot more pro style in the Big Ten.
That's where I think our defense is fine, man. It's Air Force is a different scheme from anybody else you'll see on a 12-game schedule.
Yeah.
And every other team's had to face that where they have to spring, summer come in and be like, all right, this is where we got to focus. I think that's the situation here. Nothing fancy. That's why I think Utah State offense has a lot of success, forces them one-dimensional, gets a couple turnovers.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's, I picked James Madison to win this game. I'm almost regretting that. But for me, I'm in a prove it. Like, I think with Air Force, I thought Utah State could stop Air Force. I was wrong. And now I'm here again thinking, okay, I think Utah State can stop James Madison. But I was wrong before, and I don't want to be wrong again. At least in terms of sticking my neck out for the Aggies. Think they're just going to be better than.
You like to remember the Titans scene. Remember when Denzel Washington goes to Donald Face, and he's like, "Wait, you think now, or I think. Oh, now you're thinking." Remember that scene?
Yeah.
This is kind of where you're at, Jason. Make up your dang mind.
Dude, I flip-flop so much. That happens. Oh, my God. I'm somebody who will change my mind a lot on my own analysis. Every time I take in new data, I begin to rethink, all my conclusions, which maybe that's a good or a bad thing as a sports analyst. I don't know, as a sports analyst, I'm supposed to, come up with a thing and then just stick to it, come, heck or high water. like all the people on Fox and whatnot, where they just make up a take and they stick to it until they're forcibly proven wrong or are slightly proven right. But I like to change my mind a lot. If I see something new, I'll change my mind. And that's kind of what's happened here is I thought the Aggies were better, was proven wrong against Air Force. Now I'm going to go back to what I feel I know. And that's Utah State, self-inflicted wounds, poor starts in the first quarter. That's what I would be most worried about is the Aggies having another quarter where they go down 14-0 and you say, well, if you exclude the 14 points they gave up because of those two dumb mistakes they made early in the game, they'd have won the game because you can say that. They would have beat Iowa 14-10. They would have beat Air Force 21-17 or something like that. Like, we can keep saying that, but the Aggies have to put four quarters together.
Yeah.
And
that's been the problem, is four-quarter football.
Yeah, I haven't seen them put together four quarters. The kind of exception is Idaho State, but they were tied at the end of the first to a team that ended up beating 78-28. So, got to see them play four quarters. Going to take a quick break. On the other side, biggest key of this game, offense, defense, is what you think will decide this. If there's one thing that was going to decide this game, what you think that was.
Okay.
We'll have that coming up next here on the Full Court Press.
Hello. I'm Brian Webster, Vice President and Relationship Manager at Cache Valley Bank. As an experienced banker with deep roots in Cache Valley, I thrive on building meaningful relationships, supporting my customers, and providing personal attention to everyone I work with. I'd love to have the opportunity to provide you with that same level of service. Stop by our Logan Mall branch or give me a call and let me show you what opening an account with us can do for you. I look forward to meeting you. Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC.
Imagine your wedding day. Elegant, simple, yet stunning, stress-free. It's your day. It's all about you. Whether you're looking for small and simple or have a grander idea, the Riverwoods Conference Center will accommodate your every need. Choose the inside ballroom elegance or outside along the natural decor of the beautiful Logan River. A Riverwoods event planner will work personally with you to make sure your event is exactly how you've envisioned it. The Riverwoods Conference Center, where your happily ever after begins. Google Riverwoods Conference Center or call 750-5151.
Do you have a fireplace or stove that isn't working right? Don't wait until winter to get it fixed. Get ahead of the game and get your fireplace or stove serviced now by the best of Northern Utah winter, Advanced Fireplace and Stove. They service everything from Quadra-Fire pellet stoves to heat and glow fireplaces. Get a 20% discount on your next service and labor when you mention this ad. Call 752-7272 or go to advancedfireplaceandstove.com. Advanced Fireplace and Stove, where comfort is their business. When it comes to home care, it's important to know you have a choice. If you or a loved one is in need of hospice or home health services, remember that Primrose Home Care and Hospice believes in treating the patient as well as the problem. We work directly with you and your doctor to create a health plan that's catered to your needs. Our team is devoted to providing options in the freedom and safety of your own home. Visit us at primrosecare.com or call to schedule a free consultation. Primrose Home Care and Hospice, your local hospice and home health provider since 2006.
If you've recently moved into our community or are attending Utah State, on behalf of the Cache Valley Media Group, we welcome you. As you settle in, we encourage you to support our local businesses. In fact, pick up a free copy of the Best of Northern Utah magazine. Let it be your compass for discovering the best our community has to offer, from quaint bookstores to delicious bakeries, electricians to dentists, coffee shops to florists. These businesses were voted the very best in our community. Go to bestofnorthernutah.com for magazine pickup locations.
Breaking down the biggest games with in-depth analysis and team interviews. It's the Full Court Press with Eric Franson and Jason Walker.
I like this music. It's like epic. It's like we're like lining up to do a duel or something on this segment. I don't know why we would be doing that, but it's just what it sounds like.
I'd wonder how that duel would go. Not well for me.
Dude, if it was like an actual duel with guns, I'm a horrible shot. I'm horrible. Couldn't hit the broadside of a barn if I was standing next to it.
We'll get some Nerf guns and we'll just line up across the hallway. And
there we go. A little better with Nerf guns.
Hey, so look, we both kind of, and it sounds like we both kind of disagree where both points stand at of where the Aggies will end up on the wrong or right side of the scoreboard. But Jason, give me where is your key to this game for Utah State. And by the way, give me a key for James Madison as well. I actually want to hear both sides of this coin.
So for Utah State, it's I'm confident that Utah State is going to be able to come out and they're going to be able to throw some quick passes, and that's going to be a big focus of their offense. They're going to want to have McKay get the ball out of his hands quickly, and I think that's a good thing to do. Get some screens, get the run game going. The key is that this offense does still like to get vertical, and one of the big keys with their short passes is they're often countered by then they bring up longer passes. And, they keep the defense on there. They keep them uncomfortable. That's a word that Blake Anderson uses a lot when talking about keep other teams uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's part of why the tempo's there. And, spreading the field. They're trying to make teams uncomfortable, and there's many different ways they do that. I think they're going to be fine in the short pass game. You can't sack a guy if he only holds the ball for 1.2 seconds. Every team's usually been able to do that. Problem is, what happens when they decide to throw it long? Well, McKay has to stand there in the pocket because despite how fast some of these guys are, they need time to run their routes. And I worry that Hillstead, that's when he's going to take a bunch of sacks. That's going to be drive-killing plays is when they do a bit longer, play action, and McKay's going to get sacked on those plays, and it's going to kill a drive. They'll drive 40 yards, take a sack, get behind the chains, drive over. And so for the key for Utah State is, well, don't let that happen. Even if you give up 3 or 4 sacks, don't have it kill too many drives. If that makes sense. Basically, don't let them kill your drives with sacks on those long pass plays. Be able to run your entire offense without letting the pass rush kill too many of your offensive drives. If that made sense with what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. James Madison, what's the key for them?
I think there's a couple. And the first one that came to mind was just being able to run the ball.
Yeah.
I've kind of gone back to that over and over.
No, I like that.
And so it's a much more basic one for Utah State. It's like, don't let them kill drives with sacks on long pass plays. But for James Madison, I said, the big swing for them in terms of scoring a ton of points was running the ball. They scored a lot fewer points when they didn't run the ball. So I think that'll be the biggest one for them offensively. If I'm looking at something that'll swing the game, I guess for them it would just be being successful in their pass rush, I guess, because that's the key for Utah State. So you'd think the flip side for James Madison. And really it's just is either forcing the Aggies into or taking advantage of their mistakes. Because Iowa took advantage of the Aggies' mistakes, went up 14-0. Air Force definitely took advantage of the Aggies' mistakes, go up 29-0. 22-0 in the first quarter. So that's kind of with James Madison. Take advantage of their mistakes. Take advantage of your pass rush. Those are kind of the keys on both sides for these teams.
So for me, Utah State needs to not have penalties in the red area. We talked about it before, you talked about, you put it so well, penalty killing drives, right? You get down the field, 40 yards down the field, and all of a sudden you have a holding, a false start, an illegal pick play, whatever the situation is, and then it drives you back 5-10 yards. It kills any momentum you have. So you turn 1st and 10 to 1st and 15 or 1st and 20. Now you're behind the sticks, and that's when James Madison can use their pass rush, come right after you, get aggressive, and put some pressure on you. And how McKay Hillstead handles that, we'll find out. But penalty-killing drives, especially on the plus side of the field, can't happen. James Madison, get turnovers. If you can get a pick on McKay Hillstead and crush his confidence, or even damage the confidence, crack the confidence even a little bit, how does the freshman react? He turns on a play-action play, throws a pick over across the middle, throws a pick deep down on 1st and 10, 2nd and short. How does he react? And then, if his confidence is a little bit shaken, you can tell. Maybe you can find it. Let's see if we can use the pass rush here. Let's see if we can actually get some pressure on him, see how he handles it. What I like about McKay is that he will throw the ball away. He's not afraid about damaging that completion percentage. If he needs to throw it away, he will. He's going to have to make good, quick decisions, and I think James Madison, if they can get a turnover or two, put him in that situation where he has to make really quick decisions, one mistake is all it takes to crack a little bit of confidence in the head. You never know if that shell's going to open wide open.
Yeah, that's something that kind of happened to Cooper Lagaz. He's a guy who's really been confident a lot of his career. We saw that in high school and even early on in his college career, and I guess he just became more and more hesitant, less and less willing to pull the trigger and throw it downfield. So hopefully that doesn't happen to McKay Hillstead.
Yeah, that's what you got to hope.
That's certainly what you hope for there. We're going to take, I think, another break here. We're going to leave us a lot of time for Pick 6. Ajay going to fill in for Eric France. I'm not 100% sure what the schedule is going to be like for next week.
Sure.
We'll see if we can have you on for Monday. I haven't even, revealed the results for last week's Pick 6 we did.
Because he wasn't here.
Yeah, because the plan was for him to be here when we did Pick 6 last week. And then
did you win or lose?
I don't know.
Oh, you really don't know?
I haven't added it up yet.
Oh.
I haven't even gone back in my notes to look. So
okay,
maybe I can reveal that tomorrow, or we'll see. I'm just kind of flying by with the seat in my pants on that one.
Sure.
So we'll have our Pick 6 for this week. Me against Ajay. I think we've only matched up once or
twice.
I think twice now. I can't remember what those results were.
1-1.
1-1. All right. We'll see how that goes. The tiebreaker. All right. We'll do our Pick 6. The 6 things we think happened over the weekend. That's coming up next here on the Full Court Press.
We are Aegis Home Health and Hospice. Aegis, AEGIS. Our home is your home. We are more than an organization of healthcare professionals. We are proud members of our community. Compassionate, quality patient care is our mission. I am Jason Jones. I'm a proud member of the Aegis team. At Aegis, we're dedicated to character, experience, and trust. Aegis Home Care and Hospice. We will ensure you experience the difference. 435-723-9000 or find us at myaegis.com.
Hi, this is Ashley with LSS Insurance. Medicare can seem complicated, but it doesn't have to be. Let us help. We'll answer all your questions and get you specific information that fits your needs. Medicare is not one size fits all. We'll help you find the right coverage for you. Call 752-9493. You can ignore the TV and the junk mail. We'll get you the exact information you need. We will help you access the benefits that are important to you. Call LSS Insurance at 752-9493.
As the leaves fall, so do the prices at Murdoch GMC Chevrolet Cadillac. Harvest the best deals during our Get Out and Drive sales event. The summer heat is cooling off, and there's no better time to get out and drive.
Right now, receive 2.1% for 5 years on a new Sierra 1500 double cab.
When you walk through our doors, you feel like family. At Murdoch Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Logan or online at murdochchevroletlogan.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Call 866-628-3065 or see dealer for complete details. Offer expires 10/2/23.
This year, celebrate your anniversary with diamond jewelry from S.E. Needham Jewelers. Diamonds are a lasting gift and will be passed to future generations. When you shop our store, you'll enjoy a large selection of diamond bands, diamond pendants, and diamond earrings. Or perhaps this is the year to remount your diamond in a new one-of-a-kind wedding ring. Design it yourself and have one of our goldsmiths make the perfect ring. If you're in the market, come today. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 7. S.E. Needham Jewelers, middle of the block, at the sign of the clock.
Fall is in the air and it's getting colder. Make sure your vehicle is well maintained. Valvoline Instant Oil Change in Logan across from Angie's can help. As the weather turns colder, your car needs more babying and an oil change is easy. They'll change your oil and also check other fluid levels and replace your air filters if needed. The best thing, you can stay in your car while their trained professionals service your vehicle. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, 695 North Main, open 7 days a week.
Ooh, a brookie. I'll take 2 of those. What, a raspberry toaster tart? Yeah, 2 for me. How about...
There's something about a real good cookie.
Can't forget the classics. I'm thinking chocolate chip. And...
People in Logan are getting dirty at Dirty Dough. Cookies beyond imagination. Find a location near you at dirtydough.com.
Life gets messy. It's better with a cookie.
Northern Utah and Southern Idaho's home for sports. It's the Full Court Press on Sports Talk Radio. 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They're open 7 days a week. They're over at 695 North Main in Logan. It's quick, clean, easy. That's how it should be when it comes to an oil change. Now, I need to check if I need an oil change. I'm pretty sure I'm close to needing one. I usually go get mine done at Valvoline.
Go to Valvoline. Do they know you? They're like, oh, you're Jason Walker, man.
I don't think so. There is a guy there, at least last few times I've been there, there's a guy whose name is Walker. And so that's kind of cool. His first name's Walker.
You don't you should go in there and be like, hey, yeah, my name's Jason Walker. You sponsor my radio show. Like, I'm on the radio for you guys.
Can I get a free oil change?
Can I get a free oil change? No, let's give me an oil change. Give me a discount on car service.
Maybe. If you work at Valvoline, and if you come in, you see you're rolling in.
With your Porsche.
Yes, because I definitely drive a Porsche.
Yes.
I definitely do. Everyone believe that. I definitely drive a Porsche.
Green. All right, pick six time.
Yeah. Pick six. Let's roll the see if we got the intro here. I think I've got it in here. Yep,
I hope so. It's never changed, has it?
Well, it's just where the button is if I can remember. Here it is.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way.
It's the Full Court Press Pick Six.
Ever since March Madness ended, I am so bored.
6 things we think will happen this weekend.
I don't know how the whole betting thing started, but it's fun.
All right, pick six. Ajay, do you want to start or do you want me to start?
It's your call. You're the man in charge this week.
I'll go ahead and let you start. I've got some backups, so in case you still want to mine. But
okay, sounds fair enough. All right, so we're gonna go Terrell Vaughn catches. Now, back-to-back games, he had double-digit catches. First player to do so since Kevin Curtis in school history, which is pretty awesome. Terrell Vaughn, I'm gonna set his catches at 10.5 over/under.
I'm going to say over.
Okay, I'll say over as well.
All right.
Big one coming up, UCLA and Utah. At Utah in Recital Stadium. This will be a good one at 1:30 on Fox Mountain Time. Utah is a 6-point favorite. Are you going over or under?
Utah is a 6-point favorite on UCLA.
Yep.
I'll go Utah, so I guess over.
Yeah, I'll go over as well.
Picking
this
Utah
is
there.
at home, right? This is at home, so that's I think so as well. The 2025 Mountain West Bowl, Oregon State, Washington State coming up at Washington State and Pullman. Oregon, Washington State, both 3-0 here, man. 14-21. This one's in Pullman, Washington, Martin Stadium. Who do you like?
Just straight up Washington
Who
State, Oregon State? I like Oregon State.
I like Washington State.
All right, so going to mine. So we talked about McKay Hillstead, his potential in this game. James Madison gives up a lot of passing yards, but it is a true freshman quarterback. Over under McKay Hillstead passing yards. Over under 270. I'm gonna say 270.5 just to make it a decimal there. So over under 270.
Under.
You're gonna go under. That's why I'm going as well. I was trying to bait you into.
I'm confident he'll throw, but I don't know.
All right, so we're both going. I think we're the same on most of these. We need to be different on one of these.
Don't do an Eric. Don't do it just because we have to be different. Don't you dare.
Jordan Love touchdowns. He's got 3 touchdowns in his first 2 games each.
Yep.
Over under touchdowns by Jordan Love this week. 2.5.
Who they
play? I'm suddenly spacing.
You don't even know who they play. You're challenging me over under. What the crap's going on over here?
I knew it.
You're trying to hose me. I ain't putting up with this crap. Okay.
Saints. They play the Saints.
Oh, under.
I'm gonna go over.
Just to be different, I'm Jason Walker.
Yes, just to be different.
Dude, that. Screw you. Go. Go.
And then going to college football. Colorado, Oregon. Everyone has to pay attention to Colorado. The line is set at 21 in favor of Oregon. I'm going to move it to 21.5 just to remove possibility of a push there. Over under, you like Oregon to cover that line or Colorado?
Colorado.
You like Colorado?
I like Colorado covering it.
I'm going to go with Oregon. I think Colorado is a little overrated. I like Oregon to be able to.
Dude, hey, what's the over/under on the score on that? You know what the?
I didn't check that.
I gotta look at that because, dude, if that could be absolutely crazy.
It could be a really high scoring game, but
70.
A 70? I might take the over.
I think I would too because those offenses move.
But I'm gonna go with Oregon to cover that. You've got Colorado.
Yep.
All right, so tiebreaker. We're both Patriots fans. So I'm going to ask you to pick the score, Patriots-Jets.
Yeah, I like Patriots just because Zach Wilson sucks. I'm going to go 20 to no, yeah, because Mac Jones sucks too. 20-16 New England.
See, I'm going even lower, probably for similar reasons. I think Zach Wilson's terrible, and Patriots offense isn't very good. So I'm going to go with a low-scoring one, 13-9.
Dude, that would not one bit surprise me at all.
That
would not one bit surprise me.
I was like, nobody's going to.
Both quarterbacks combined for 6 picks. Yeah, dude.
And both defenses are pretty good.
Yeah.
So I like to be a low-scoring game. 4781 saying Patriots 6-3.
I wouldn't be one bit surprised. I'm telling you.
Says miss a pat. So.
Miss a PAT.
Miss a PAT. Oh.
Holy crap, Jason.
Well, you got to capitalize PAT.
No, you don't. I even understood the reference.
A missed PAT.
A missed pat.
6-3. I was literally going to pick like 9-6.
Miss Pat.
Well, I thought he was referring to like Patriots.
Oh, I'm sorry, 4781.
It's a Thursday.
That's right.
We've only got 12 seconds left in the show.
I'll be back tomorrow, though.
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll talk more. We'll maybe give some last thoughts on the show. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow. Jason Walker, Ajay Salvesen.